Hello, hello, and welcome everybody back to the Bet Park Studio. I'm Mark Feldman. That's Maniac Malloy.
That's me.
And Maniac, we are back for week 2 of Mark and the Maniac. They allowed us to come back in the studio and shoot the shit and have another podcast.
Truly unbelievable.
I can't believe they're letting us back here. Are you pumped to talk some sports?
I'm really pumped to talk about Week 1 NFL football. Let's jump right into it.
Let's jump right into it. No time to waste. Week 1 was incredible. There were a lot of good games, some low-scoring games, but really there were 3 teams that came out looking like the top of the NFL class. It was the 49ers as they beat the Steelers 30-7. We'll get into that in a little bit. We were both wrong on that. We both thought the Steelers were going to win. Niners win the Cowboys. Whoa. 40-0 demolition at the Meadowlands. That was intimidating as an Eagles fan. And the Dolphins, 36-34.
That was a good game.
That was a great game. That high-flying.
I was on the wrong end of that one, too.
Yeah, me too. We both had the Chargers as well. The Dolphins beat the Chargers 36-34. So as we progress to Week 2, those 3 teams are really the top of the class right now, and the 3 teams that made a statement. Week 2, I'm going to ask you, Maniac, which of those 3 teams, the 49ers, who are favored by 8 points versus the Rams, the Cowboys, who are favored by 9 points versus the Jets, or the Dolphins, who are favored by 2.5 over the Patriots, which of those 3 teams is most likely to cover and win their game this Sunday?
I hate to say it. I really
don't do it.
It pains me to say.
I'm worried,
but I think the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
I really do. I really do. I think they looked extremely
3
tough.
extremelies?
Tough. Extremely tough. They
4.
look tough. They look tough. I think especially, playing a Jets team, they're going to have a huge letdown right after the news. It's 9-point spread. The other games, Dolphins, Patriots, -2.5. I mean, that seems like a funky line. It's a division game.
We just saw the Patriots.
I mean, that's a pretty good one. I mean, I wasn't very impressed by the Patriots. I mean, Mac Jones did a lot of what we thought he would do. He threw the ball pretty well after the first quarter, but I think we're going to see a repeat against the Jets as what the Cowboys did to the Giants, and I think lay the 9 points. I hate to do it, but let's take the Cowboys -9.
Okay, I understand that, and we're going to talk about that game in a little more in depth in just a second. I think I'm going to go with the Niners. They looked incredible. I know the Rams had a win last week, but I'm going to go with the Niners. I think they win by double digits and beat the Rams. But moving on to the other big story coming out of Week 1, it affects the game that you're picking this week as the lock that the Cowboys are going to win. Aaron Rodgers, a torn Achilles, out for the season. My, oh my. We actually weren't watching the game live. We had another event that we were at Monday night. We were playing some softball, actually.
Yeah, a little softball.
We can talk about that maybe at the next pod. But Aaron Rodgers tears his Achilles on the 4th drop back, the 4th play of the game.
It was his own fault.
He's done for the year.
He could have thrown that ball to Garrett Wilson.
Should have. That play calls for a 3-step drop and let it rip. He tried to hold it on, and he tears his Achilles.
And the turf at Jet Life Stadium got him. That's it for Aaron Rodgers. I think that's it. He's done.
You think he retires?
Yeah. He's. How do you come back from that?
I don't know. I think
that's that's like the worst injury to have.
I just don't think he's going to want his season and his career to end on him lying on the Meadowlands turf. But I think it's going to be interesting. But going into this Jets-Cowboys game, you think the Cowboys are going to blow out the Jets. So I'm assuming you think Zach Wilson is not going to be able to carry the Jets in that game and in this season going forward?
I just think they're going to have a big letdown. They kind of rallied together, were able to pull a big win off on the Bills. Josh Allen played like absolute dookie. I mean, he's turning the ball
you
over.
could have gotten an interception in that game.
The 4 turnovers. The Jets have his number. I think they're in for a rude awakening against the Cowboys next week.
Do you think the Jets stick with Zach Wilson the entire year? There's been some rumors out there that the Jets are looking into maybe Nick Foles or Cam Newton. Maybe they'll trade for a Jameis Winston, a Cooper Rush. There are some options out there that they could do. Where do you see the Jets going?
Trade Mariota right now for a 4th-round pick.
You think the Eagles should get rid of Mariota for a 4th?
Let's roll with Tanner McKee as our backup. I honestly, though, I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're going to roll with Zach Wilson. I mean, he didn't look too bad. I mean, he's a 1st-round pick. You got to make sure that he does stink.
He really stinks
indefinitely, and then going into next season, figure it out. But if they're playing pretty good and they're winning some games, they're losing some games, they're in the hunt, maybe they do make a move. But none of those names you rattled off really pique my interest at all.
Colin Kaepernick?
Oh, come on.
We don't have to get into that whole story. I'm just saying they might look into Nick Foles. I've been seeing those rumors. He's known for coming into teams and games late in the season. So we'll see.
If I had to choose somebody
Foles mania.
I guess I go with Nick Foles, give him a shot, but I think he's cooked too.
He knows the East Coast.
I think he's pretty cooked. I mean, the Cooper Rush thing, I don't know why the Cowboys would ever deal him, because
I agree with that.
That would be stupid.
Dak has been hurt before. He throws a ton of picks, so you never know what's going to happen.
The one name you left off there that I think really is the most likely,
tell me,
would be Carson Wentz.
Oh gosh, he's
a horrible locker room guy, but if he comes in and can win a ball game for those guys and win a couple ball games, I mean, he's probably got the most talent. He's just a bad dude.
Out of those guys, he's a bad locker room guy, and he's kind of like a Josh Allen, just slings it and throws picks all the time. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Jets do. But I agree with you. I think the Cowboys also smacked the Jets this weekend, even though that pains me to say.
How about that Bears-Packers game?
Let's get into it. Oh, remember week 1, people, when I said the Packers are going to beat the Bears and finish with a higher record? I've been waiting to talk about this.
This is state.
What's going on with your Bears? Before we get into it, Jordan Love, just real quickly, 15 of 27, 245 yards and 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 24 of 37 with a touchdown and 1 pick. Now, I watched the 20-minute game.
He played horrible.
I watched the 20-minute game recap, so I will admit I didn't watch the full game, but just based on what I saw, it looked like the Bears, again, the offensive line cannot protect Justin Fields, and Chase Claypool and their weapons were not good. But just based on what you've read and seen, the Packers versus the Bears, what happened, man? What's going on with your Bears?
They are who we thought they were.
Thank you.
They are exactly who they thought they were. They stunk up the joint.
They did.
What can I say?
Yeah, I respect you not trying to shy away from it. It's only week 1.
But I'll tell you this.
Why do you?
We're going to start giving out picks, right? We're going to give an underdog pick each week, me and you.
Yep.
And we're going to give out a favorite pick on the spread, who's going to cover.
Don't do it.
I love the Chicago Bears.
Oh, my God.
This week against the Bucs, the Baker Bucs, who played the Vikings, who absolutely stink. You can't even name 2 guys on their defense. Their defense is horrible. They were just able to sneak that one out.
The Vikings stink even
Definitely
more.
a surprise. Definitely a surprise. Knocked out a lot of people in my survivor pool. I think that the Bucs come back. Excuse me. I think the Bears come back.
Yeah, the Bears beat the Bucs.
And they beat the Bucs. That's my money line underdog pick of the week. So I'm not done with the Bears yet. I'm not done with Justin Fields.
Casey Prime.
I'm still a big Justin Fields fan. Hey, you guys got the Falcons this week. They look pretty good against the Panthers. So
yeah, I understand that. I'm going to go with the Packers.
You got a 1-game lead, but it won't be for long.
It's a long season. I hope the Packers win so I can keep that 1-game lead. But
who's your underdog?
My underdog lock of the week is the Tennessee Titans. They host the LA Chargers. I'm a big Herbert guy. We talked in our preseason pod that Justin Herbert is going to win MVP.
Yeah, you're really flip-flopping.
No.
You're a flip-flopper.
I still think Herbert's going to win MVP. But what I saw with the Chargers last week, they can't stop a nosebleed. Derrick Henry is going to run all over them. I thought the Titans played decently well against the Saints. It was just Derek Carr had a big play at the end of the game. I think the Titans and their defense is going to slow down Herbert enough. And I'm going with the Tennessee Titans at plus 135 on the money line on the BetParx app. That's my underdog lock for the Tennessee Titans to beat the LA Chargers. What do you think about that?
There's no way in hell that they're going to be able to keep up with the Chargers.
But the Chargers can't play defense. The Titans can score.
There's no way. Herbert's going to chuck it all over the field. Their defense is good, but they're not going to be able to keep pace with them.
Well, we'll see.
Take the Bears. Take the Bears.
So you got the Bears. I got the Titans. Let's move on here.
Take the Bears at plus 128. Give me the Bears at plus 128.
All right.
And you're going with the Titans at plus 135.
Exactly. Let's move on here to something that's very exciting that's going on throughout the entire football season on the BetParx app. It's the Mission Possible promo. For all the people out there who don't know what that is, you got to opt in on the BetParx app.
Each week.
And this week's mission, this is week 2, it's the mission. Place a $20 or more pro football bet with minus 120 odds or greater. So
that's just the mission this week. There's going to be a different mission each week, correct?
Correct. There's a mission each week. This is the week 2 mission, so when people see this...
You look pretty good in that video that we did, too.
Yeah, we had some good B-roll. I was hopping over rocks.
You did some great acting. You were like a real agent there.
You know what?
Little Tom Cruise.
If this doesn't work out for me, I'll be calling Hollywood and see what they got. But that is the promo this week. So my lock of the week for a favor, what I would use if I was doing the Mission Possible promo, the Buffalo Bills, -9, and they are -110 on the Bet Parks app. That's going to be my pick this week if I would be using the Mission Possible promo. I would bet that $20 and hopefully advance to the next round.
You like the Bills to come back against the Raiders?
Real quick, you must win your bet to advance to week 3. Yes.
So it's like a survivor pool.
Survivor pool. We're in a survivor pool for picks.
This is a survivor pool with the sports book. Okay.
So I'm picking the Bills.
So I need to give you a lock then?
What's your lock?
My lock of the week.
That's minus 120 or greater.
This is my stone cold, absolute, mortal lock NFL bet of the week.
What do you got?
Give me the Saints -3 against the Panthers. This is more so a bet against, if anything. The Panthers are horrible. They did exactly what I thought they were going to do.
To be the last team to win a game.
I think they're still going to be, my bet's still alive for them to be the last winless team.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Sanders had a crucial turnover in that ball game.
What else is new?
Bryce Young throwing picks. They played the Falcons. They're no juggernaut. The Saints offense looked pretty good. They were able to move the ball a little bit. I think they're going to get a little bit better, and I think their pass rush is just going to eat the Panthers alive.
Cam Jordan's a beast.
That's a gift right there. Give me the Saints -3.
So you got the Saints -3. My lock is Bills -9. But let's move on. And to all those WIP listeners, you know this line. Let's get it back to the Birds and the Eagles. Let's get it back to the Eagles. They kick off week 2 as they have Thursday night football tomorrow night against the Minnesota Vikings. Prime time, Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit on Amazon Prime. So make sure you have Amazon. Check that out. They are -7 against the Vikings on the Bet Parks app. But let me tell you something, Maniac. That trainer's room and that whole trainer's area is stacked right now, and that's not a good thing. The Eagles are dealing with a lot of injuries.
They're banged up.
Jeff McClain just reported before we got on that Reed Blankenship and Kenny Gainwell, both due to rib injuries, unlikely to play. Those are big losses. We already talked about earlier Nakobe Dean. He's on IR. He's out for the next month. And James Bradbury, unlikely to play with a concussion. So there are a lot of injuries with the Eagles right now.
A lot of injuries. Probably the only good thing that did come out of the game last week, because it was ugly. You know, we got the win. That was huge, right?
That was huge.
But the big thing was what?
It was the Victory Vault was open on the Bet Parks app.
For the first time our Bet Parks users got to utilize the Victory Vault, which is a promo code that we give out on our social media after every Eagles win, and you're going to receive a mystery casino bonus. So that was one of the good things that came out of it. All these injuries, they're definitely bad. Right now, the line is -7.
What do you think? That's
at home versus the Vikings. I think it goes along with a lot what I was saying about the Vikings, talking about the Bucs and how they took care of business against them. Their defense is really, really bad.
It's horrible.
They're not the same Vikings from the last few years. I think that they kind of see that Kirk Cousins, you've kind of got what you've been able to get out of that guy, and I don't think that they're going any further than they've been. And I think that line, although it's a lot of points, and with the injuries, it's interesting that it's not moving more.
Yeah, it's suspicious. It makes me think that they think the Eagles really could romp. What's your score prediction for tomorrow night?
My score prediction for the game is going to be Philadelphia Eagles 36.
Wow.
Minnesota Vikings 18.
Okay, so you have a blowout. You have them covering the 7. I'm going to say the Vikings cover, but the Birds win. I'm going Eagles 27, Vikings 23. I think they get a late touchdown from a Hurts to Dallas Goedert. I know you'll have a parlay about this game in just a little bit, but let's move on. We mentioned that the Eagles play tomorrow night. That's one of their 5 primetime games this year. And we have another promo on the Bet Parks app. The primetime extra down promotion will be featuring the Eagles tomorrow night. So for all those who don't know what that is, this promo is place any $20 same-game parlay or more. And if it loses, you will get a $20 bonus bet back. So, Maniac, the question that I want to know, the people want to know out there, what is your same-game parlay, primetime extra down play of the week for the game tomorrow night?
Well, this is the first time that Eagles fans and Bet Parks users are going to be able to utilize the primetime extra down promo as the Birds play on primetime Thursday night football versus the Vikings. You can swing for the fences here, because even if your bet loses, you're going to get a $20 bonus bet back. So I'm going to totally swing for the fences here. This is what I like.
Okay,
I like
do it.
Jalen Hurts to score the first touchdown of the game. All right, so give me Jalen Hurts to score the first touchdown of the game. Give me Jalen Hurts to score at least 2 or more touchdowns. I think he gets 2 touchdowns, and I also think he runs wild. He went under on the rush yards total last week. I think this week they cut him loose. Give me Jalen Hurts over 39.5 rush yards with the first-time touchdown scorer and the at least 2 or more touchdowns. That's going to work out to be plus 1,900 on the BetParx app. Throw $20 on that. That's going to be a $400 payout. I really like that bet.
I love that. That's 4 Ben Franklins potentially could win.
4 bennies.
So we got the prime time.
And if you lose, remember, you get your $20
$20 bonus back. So we got
swing for the fences on this one.
We got the prime time extra down promotion. And also, if the Birds win, the Victory Vault will be open right after the game. So check it out at BetParx, at BetParx on Twitter and Instagram and all our other platforms.
We'll be sharing that sucker.
Got to check it out. So again, we mentioned the game. You're going to be there tomorrow night.
I'm going to be there.
You are going to be there. Home opener, Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. It's going to be insane. The 1-0 Eagles, the 0-1 Vikings. I just want to know, and I think people want to know, one, kind of tell people where you might be throughout the tailgate, and what are you going to do down there? I'm pumped.
Wherever the wind blows me is where I'll be. I'll be all over there. I'll be on the bike.
Uh-oh.
I'll be cruising around the tailgates looking for crazy Eagles fans. This is my favorite game of the year. I always love the home opener. I have to go to the home opener.
And I think you're going, correct?
I told you, yeah.
No, but you're going in the game, I'm saying, as well.
In the game?
Yeah. You'll be there before, but in as well. It's going to be rocking.
In, before, during, after. The prime time
it's going to be
home
insane.
opener. It doesn't get much better than this.
It's going to be incredible. You're planning on getting down there early, too. That's the best type of day on a Thursday. Get down there, get this vibe, get the scene.
Hey, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Well, what time are you thinking? We thinking 9 a.m.?
Probably 8:30.
8:30, a little mimosa.
Yeah. And a bagel.
That's going to be fun. Can't wait for the game tomorrow night. Next week on the pod, we'll recap it. I know it'll be late. We'll recap it briefly in our week 3 show. Digital pod. But before we wrap up here, we talked a lot about NFL. We have a lot of pro football. But we talk about college football and Mark and the Maniac.
A little bit,
and it is a little bit.
I tried it. I'm shying away right now.
Well, we got to bring it up because it's week 3 of college football. The games start tomorrow. Most of the games are on Saturday. Maniac, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you were awful last week. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm a little bit of a dick, but it's deserved because those picks, you have a chance to bounce back in just a second. But you did not have a great run. If the people followed you, they lost a couple Ben Franklins, I would assume. But we're going to try to get that money back. You're going to win the people back some money. And
Listen,
you're going to
college
win some
football
money.
is my strong suit.
So why?
You might not believe it right now.
Yeah,
that's
people are struggling to believe, but we believe you.
Listen, all right.
What are your picks for this week, week 3?
All right, I got one for you.
Give me the one.
All right, and this is going to utilize that college football 33% parlay profit boost bundle. All right, it's a chalky pick. It's 3 favorites, but these are all mortal locks.
I'm looking at the
mortal
notes.
locks.
They are some favorites.
These are mortal locks. Listen, Kansas State minus 200.
Okay.
LSU versus Mississippi State minus 375, and give me the Nittany Lions. Penn State minus 670. That's going to work out to be plus 119. Throw the 33% profit boost on that. You're going to get to about plus 158. Throw $25 on that. Put a little bit of money in your pocket. It's not glamorous. It's not upsets, but it's plus money. 3 locks.
Yep.
Let's get some money in your pocket this week with college football. Utilize the 33% profit boost on that parlay, and you'll be happy. Going into Saturday night primetime games, there's not a lot of great games in college football this weekend. Next weekend's a big slate.
That's when conference starts. Conference play.
Let's just get a win. All right.
Are there any of these
win? That's
games?
A win.
Are there any of these 3 games that concern you, or you're pretty confident all 3 are gonna bang it out?
I like them all.
All right.
I mean,
I'll go with you. They're big favorites.
Yeah. LSU looked like they're kind of back. They kind of, they played Grambling. They beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Penn State plays Illinois.
Mississippi State is tough, but I think that Brian Kelly will get those guys right, and they'll get the job done again.
Penn State will steamroll Illinois.
Kansas State. I have no idea. I don't know anybody on that team. But Missouri, they were in
the Big 12 championship last year. So
I think Kansas State can take them down.
So there you go. So we have a ton of promos. Before we wrap up here, we got the primetime extra down promotion. We got the Victory Vault. We got the 33% college football profit.
We hit almost all of them.
We have so many. And for all the people out there that are listening and use BetParx, those are season-long promotions. So you really got to check out the BetParx app. We're going to have some videos to remind you guys about it and graphics. But those really are the promotions, and I think people got to hit them out.
You're really feeling yourself over that steak dinner right now, aren't you?
Well, I'm already looking at the menu, and I'm thinking the 8-ounce filet with a side of mac and cheese and a Caesar salad to start. But we'll get to that in a little bit. You got anything else to say before we wrap here?
I got nothing to say, man. I'm ready to go. Let's root them in.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you.
And if you're going to bet it, bet Parks.
Thank you so much for listening. You heard him. If you're going to bet it, bet Parks. I'm Mark Feldman. He's Maniac Malloy. This was week 2 of Mark and the Maniac. We'll see you next week for week 3. And if you're going to bet it, bet Parks. Mark Feldman, Maniac Malloy, out.